Vishnu.
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
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 जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुनातीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुनातीरावनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय राधा रस बिहारी श्री राधे
जय राधा रस बिहारी राधा रस बिहारी श्री राधे
जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय
जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय
प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
गीताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
ISKCON विप्र फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी भगवान की
जय
श्री श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की
जय
हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की
जय
हरे नाम संकीर्तन की
जय
निताय गौर प्रेमानंद
हरि हरि बोल
All glories to assembled
Hare
devotees.
Krishna.
All glories to assembled
Hare
devotees.
Krishna.
All glories to assembled
Hare
devotees.
Krishna.
All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So, reading from canto number 1, chapter number 2, entitled as Divinity and Divine Service, and the shloka number 30. So, we'll recite the shloka. Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Sanashtitasya dharmasya.
Swanutitasya dharmasya.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Swanashtitasya dharmasya.
Swanutitasya dharmasya.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Swanashtitasya dharmasya.
Swanutitasya dharmasya.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Swanutitasya dharmasya.
Swanashtitasya dharmasya.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Varnashrama vibhagashah.
Swanushitasya dharmasya.
Swanushitasya dharmasya.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
अतः पुंबे द्विजश्रेष्ठ
Atah pumbir dvijasreshta.
वर्णाश्रम
Varnashrama
विभागशः
vibhagashah.
स्वानुष्ठिस्तस्य धर्मस्य
Swanutitasya dharmasya.
समसिद्धि हरितोषणं
Samsiddhir haritoshanam.
Hare Krishna. So, word to word translation. Atah.
Atah.
So.
Pumbihi.
By the human being.
By the human being.
Dvijasreshta.
Dvijasreshta.
Oh, best among the twice born.
Oh, best among the twice born.
Varnashrama.
Varnashrama.
The institution of 4 castes and 4 orders of life.
The institution of 4 castes and 4 orders of life.
Vibhagashah.
Vibhagashah.
By the division of.
By the division of.
Swanashtitasya.
Swanutitasya.
Of one's own prescribed
Of
duties.
one own prescribed duties.
Dharmasya.
Dharmasya.
Occupational.
Occupational.
Samsiddhi.
Samsiddhi.
The highest perfection.
Highest perfection.
Harihi.
Harihi.
The supreme personality of Godhead.
The supreme personality of Godhead.
Toshanam.
Toshanam.
Pleasing.
Pleasing.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Srila
Prabhupada ki jai.
Translation. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection can be achieved by the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to the caste divisions and orders of life is to please the personality of Godhead. Purport. Human society all over the world is divided into 4 castes and 4 orders of life. The 4 castes are the intelligent castes, the martial caste, the productive caste, and the liberal caste. These castes are classified in terms of one's worth and qualification and not by birth. Then again, there are 4 orders of life, namely the student life, the householder life, and the retired, and the devotional life. In the best interest of human society, there must be such and each and every such divisions of life. Otherwise, no social institution can grow into healthy state. And each and every one of the above mentioned divisions of life and the aim must be to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead This institutional function of human society is known as the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is quite a natural and a civilized life. The Varnashram institution is constructed to enable one to realize the absolute truth. It is not for artificial domination of one division over another. When the aim of life, that is realization of absolute truth, is missed by too much attachment for Indriya Priti or sense gratification, as already discussed herein before, the institution of the Varnashram is utilized by selfish men to pose an artificial predominance over the weaker section. In the Kali Yuga or the age of coral, this artificial predominance is already current. But the sinner section of the people know it well that the division of castes and orders of the life are made for the smooth social intercourse and thinking, high thinking, self-realization and not for any other purpose. Here in the statement of Bhagavatam is that the highest aim of life or the highest perfection of institution of a Varnashrama Dharma is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam
Tam Sajivam
Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Divye Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to today's physical Srimad Bhagavatam class here in ISKCON Goregaon West, and as well as I welcome myself also after so many days. Unfortunately, I got stuck with the mostly the traffic part for the 2-3 days because there are two things mostly going on in Mumbai. So it caused a lot of traffic between Pune and Mumbai. So I got my own personal peaceful trip and time. So I can read. I could read. I could chant some extra. I could sit at one place and contemplate nicely. So that award has been given to me by Lord in such kind of a situations. Most important thing is in Krishna consciousness, even if a worst situation comes in our life, if you are Krishna conscious, that cannot be the worst. It's just a stepping stone that Krishna wants to give us some lesson. Krishna wants us to reflect on our own sadhana part, on our inner self. And in that way, even if in such kind of a situation, if person has a perfect consciousness, he or she can come out of that troublesome situation and in a more shining way. That's the most important part. Pandavas has gone through so many inconveniences throughout their life, but every time they proved their dedication towards Krishna, they proved their righteousness, they proved their sincerity towards the dharma. So each and every person, especially those are very much inclined towards Krishna consciousness and wants to do certain things in Krishna consciousness, wants to get involved in Krishna consciousness, they have to consider every situation to be the stepping stone in my life so that I can grow in my life. The outsiders and the Krishna conscious people, what is the difference between both of them? Is actually the outside people, they go through the life. Now I have a one bungalow, after that I am having a three bungalows nowadays. One is in Goregaon, another is in Virar, and third one is in Malabar Hill. That's okay, you are growing materially, but the actual what human form of life is mean for is that self-realization or for God realization. And if you are not growing into your realization in an adhyatmika way, that means you are just going through a life. So there is a lot of difference between this. The outsiders, materialistic people, they go through the life, and the devotees grow through the life. Their realizations in Krishna consciousness, their dedication to the Krishna consciousness, their surrender towards the Guru Parampara increases day by day. And that is our responsibility, that we have to grow day by day in Krishna consciousness. So every situation becomes a very wonderful situation when we have a proper consciousness in our life. Now particularly this verse which we are discussing today is actually a very wonderful verse. One of the verse which I like a lot because it gives the essence. There are many materialistic people, those who have this conception in their life. See, I have taken such a great responsibility. What kind of a responsibility you have taken? I am taking care of my mother, father, brother, my sister, my wife and children and my own job. So I am the greatest responsible person in this world actually. Now who decided that responsibilities? I decided that responsibility. Who is following those responsibilities? I am following those responsibilities. And who is saying that the highest responsibilities? Because I am the only saying that. So why? Because I am the ultimate person, right? So people in this material world, their authenticity is stamped by themselves only. Just like there is a very one of the famous scam. It is not still yet into the court. So it's like an organization who created an organization and they gave loan to that organization, and that organization which is given a loan, they don't have any interest, and that same organization is paying again the loan back to the original organization. And who are in this organization, these are the same people who are into that organization. So it's overall a scam. Okay. So in material world, it's the same thing which happens. I am a person who creates a responsibility. I am the person who gives authenticity to that responsibility. And I am the person who decides the hierarchy. Okay, so that's the unfortunate thing. Most of the people, they consider, if I, if you ask any person why you got married, it's not like that. I'm something like because I have accepted a brahmacharya life, that's why I'm talking about this. But you ask any person who got married, why you got married? There should be one person for my जीवन साथी, मेरे सुख दुख का साथी, जिसके साथ बैठ के आप अपना जीवन ये कर सको करके. और कोई ज़्यादा ही if somebody is a gross, अरे खाना पीना धोना कपड़ा लत्ता इसके लिए कोई तो चाहिए, that's why I got married करके, है ना. बुढ़ापा होगा तो कौन संभालेगा. Now see, if we go subtly into these things, we are considering ourselves to be the center for that particular relationship. I got married because I want the security in my life. I want that there should be one person who should take care of me. After mother and father, there should be one person who should love me. So who is the center? I am the center actually. I got certain kind of a facility, I want certain kind of a facility, not for a responsibility. Nobody says, I will get married so that my wife, I will engage her in the devotional service of the Lord, which is the ultimate goal of a human form of life. We will worship together, we will chant together, we will have a Sankirtan together, and in this way we will pay our way back home, back to God, and my children we will make 100% devote. Not for, no, any person gets married for this particular purpose. Why we should have a children? अरे बुढ़ापे का लाठी चाहिए ना, कुछ तो कोई संभालने वाला चाहिए, right? So we are always concerned about ourselves. We are always self-centered, and this self-centeredness people tag it as a highest responsibility. Unfortunately, because of course, because of ignorance, people don't think in such a way that. But in Krishna consciousness, as your brain tissues gets lot of refined, even the subtlety of a certain matter can be taken care by the devotees. So getting married is not considered as like, for my own sake and my own security I am going to get married. That's a very low kind of a thinking actually. Getting married so that I can have that life which is very Krishna conscious, and we require each other to support each other. In that way we can go back home, back to Godhead, so that she can support me in my Krishna consciousness, I can support myself in Krishna consciousness to her, and in that way we will also raise the Krishna conscious children. That is what actually Shastras recommended us. If you can't grow your children in a Krishna conscious way, you can't give bhakti to them, you can't make them devotee of the Lord, Krishna, directly Shastra says you don't have any kind of a right to get married. Better to be a brahmachari. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was asked that your father was a grahastha, why you became a sannyasi? He said, you see, my father was a great devotee. He could raise the Krishna conscious children, he could, make us Krishna conscious, his children. But unfortunately, I don't have that potency. So that's why simply I became a sannyasi, and he made 64,000 disciples. So he made so many disciples, he made so many people Krishna conscious. So why he said like that? Because I don't have a potency. It's not like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was not having potency. He's a Simha Guru, he's a lion Guru, has a potency to make each and every person as a devotee. But in order to show us what is the actual goal of that grahastha ashrama, generally Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has stated that statement actually. Okay. So here it is, this sloka is particularly mentioning us this thing. Whatever you may be, whether you are a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi or a Brahmachari, the ultimate goal of these 4 castes and 4 divisions of the orders of life is actually samsiddhir haritoshanam, that Hari's siddhi, santushti is actually the highest. Siddhi, everybody wants siddhi, na? I should have a siddhi so that I can control his mind, I can read his mind, and according to that I will come to know what he or she thinks about me, and according to that I will then reciprocate with him. So I want that kind of a siddhi in marriage. Kama vashayita, anima, lagima, kama vashayita. Many times even if I am a brahmachari, I think that I should have that siddhi. Why I should have that kind of a siddhi? So that I will bring more and more donations for the Lord. So that kind of. But Krishna, this kind of siddhis are not actually the ultimate goal of our life. Okay, the ultimate siddhi for this human form of life is what? Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Hari santushti is actually the goal of life. That is what a siddhi we should strive for. That is what the perfection of everything. Otherwise, Hanumanji, as in Navavidya Bhakti he is doing, he's a Ashtakala, whatever Ashta Siddhi is there. He is not only that he is having that potency of Ashta Siddhi, he can give that Ashta Siddhi to others also. But still Hanumanji is completely engaged in the holy name, chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because although he has that all kind of a siddhis in his life, he knows. Take this, siddhis. Just like once, His Divine Grace, our Sanatan Goswami Pad, one person, he approached him, a dhani vyapari person, he approached him. I've been told that I'm a vyapari person, I'm a merchant person. It is said to me that you have a kind of a parasa jewel with you. So that Chintamani is with you. So what is that Chintamani? Whatever you require to take that, and you just that parasa jewel, that paras patthar, you should touch it to any kind of a doha or a still, it will become a gold. So please Sanatan Goswami, have a mercy on me, and if you give, you're a sadhu person, you don't require that parasa money. So if you give me that paras money, Chintamani to me, naturally what will happen? I will utilize it in best way. In Krishna's service, I will utilize it. So, Sanatan Goswami Prabhupada, he is like such a kind of a detached person. But there is a kind of dust, things and all rotten things are there. You just check it out and you will get that parasapatthar over there. And that person went, he tried to search out all kind of a garbage and rubbish things were there. He searched it out and he got that parasapatthar. He became so happy with that and he just started going back to his home. And suddenly a thought came into his mind that Sanatana Goswami is a Goswami, but still he is having a parasapatthar with him. He could have utilized it in Krishna's service, definitely. He could have, as a steel, he would have taken a kartal, touched the kartal with paras. Oh my God, it became a sonika kartal right now. Right, that could have happened. But why he is not that much, attached to this parasapatthar? Rather, he threw that parasapatthar into garbage, into a dustbin. That means he has to have a kind of a higher kind of a jewel with him. So he said, see, this parasapatthar, it's okay, but if Sanatan Goswami has certain things which is more higher than this parasapatthar, I will take that thing with me, and then what is the need of this parasapatthar in my life? So he again went back to the Sanatana Goswami Pad and said, see, you have something. So that's why you are giving this parasapatthar very easily. Tell me what the thing you have here. Sanatana Goswami said, see, I can give you the highest of all pleasures, highest of all dhana which I am having. But you have to do one thing. What? Through this parasapatthar, very long distance. So from that person, in order to get something more into his life, he took that parasapatthar and threw it away actually from Radha Madan Mohana Mandir. That is it, it's a tila. So he threw it away. And then Sanatana Goswami said, sit here. And then Sanatana Goswami tried to give him the highest of all the jewels. Golokera Prema Dhana Harinama Sankirtana. Then Sanatana Goswami gave him mala and said, chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sanatana Goswami said, this is what the highest. When the holy name of Lord Krishna is there in your life, you don't require a parasapatthar, sona, archa, kapda, datta. You don't want anything of this materialistic life. And that person, just by coming in the association of Sanatana Goswami, he became a devotee of the Lord. So Lord's devotees are like that parasapatthar. Our heart is like that still. As soon as we get the touch of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's devotee, our heart can also get transformed into the golden throne on which Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani can serve. That is the potency of Lord's devotees. So there was a one king whose name was Vitahavya. In Mahabharata, Anushasana Parva, chapter number 30, I think, this story comes that there was a king whose name was Vitahavya. This Vitahavya was a very nice king, okay, he was taking care of his citizens and everything. There was a rivalry kingdom near to him. The name of that kingdom was Hayhaya. Okay, that was the name of that kingdom. And what happened? These people they attacked Vitahavya's kingdom, and Vitahavya unfortunately got defeated. Fortunately or unfortunately, you decide it. Okay, it's up to you. But he got defeated by these Hayhaya people, and in order to spare his life, he started running in the jungle. And while running from his own enemies, this king Vitahavya, he went inside the ashram of Bhrigumuni. Okay, and after going inside the ashram, he said, "See, this kind of enemies they are actually coming and chasing me. If I get into them, and if I caught hold by them, then they will kill me definitely. So I don't want to get killed. Please give me protection." Bhrigumuni said, "Okay, no worries, karke. You be in the ashram and try to do certain things, but you should give up weapon and you should serve little bit whatever your capacity." So these Hai kingdom people, they were behind the Vitahavya in the jungle. So in few days they came there, and Bhrigumuni was present over there, and they asked a question to Bhrigumuni that, "Bhrigumuni, please tell us whether there is any Kshatriya person in your ashram." Bhrigumuni said, "No, there is no any kind of a Kshatriya in my ashram. All are Brahmanas over here." So they actually put faith on Bhrigumuni. Bhrigumuni is a very high and scholarly person throughout the universe, celebrated glorious saint. So they trusted him, and then they left from there. Okay, previously sadhus were trusted by the people. Nowadays sadhu देखते तो मैं बोलता उसमें भी ISKCON वाला दिखता है तो लोग चलो 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 यहाँ से चलो बच्चों को कवर कर लेते. So in that way, when in Kali Yuga, unfortunately, whenever people see sadhus, they are quite not that much trustworthy. What kind of people are they? They look strange with the mobile. They are a kind of aliens coming from some another planet. Yeah, we are the aliens coming from the another planet itself. But that planet is from the spiritual world, not from the material world which you are striving to look for, actually. And so when this Vitahavya king, he heard that Bhrigumuni told King Hayhayas that, "Oh my God, he said that there is no Brahmana, there is no Kshatriya, there are all Brahmanas." This king Vitahavya, he approached Bhrigumuni. "Bhrigumuni, you are a Brahmana, you are supposed to be sent and you lied actually. How can you say that there is no Kshatriya? I was present within your ashram. So how can you say like that?" Bhrigumuni said, "See, my dear king, from so many days, you are actually doing what? You are following the schedule of a Brahman, right? You have given up all the habits of a Brahmana or the politician. Even you have given up what? Your weapons, and you are completely into your ashram, following the Brahminical standard and the schedule. Okay, so that means you are a Brahman. Right? If you are following, you are qualified for the becoming Brahmana. Just because I said this, that you are a Brahmana, that means what you qualified to become a Brahmana. So similarly, when Guru gives us during Diksha, gives Mala to us and gives us a name, he makes us qualified to go and open the gates of the spiritual world and enter into the realms of the spiritual world, provided we should be sincere and follow with all qualification whatever the instructions are given by the spiritual master. So pure devotees of the Lord has that capacity to make a person from Shudra to the Brahmana. Kirata Huna Pulinda Pulkasha Avera Shumbaya Manaka Sadaya Yanya Chabapa Yadapa Shraya Shraya Shuddhanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. Any person who is even born in a Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abir, Shumba, Yavana, Khasa or Malechya category, even if that person takes a shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord and that devotee blesses him, that person is no more from the lower background. He is been awarded with the highest qualification in this material world, which is actually the Brahmana form. Right? So that is what a potency of a devotee can do. Similarly, Bhrigumuni, when he said that King Vitahabhya is no more Kshatriya, he is a Brahmana himself. So entire universe accepted it, demigods accepted it. Even in Mahabharata itself it is said that any person, if he is blessed with the devatas, he actually, person or a sadhu says he is a Brahmana and his qualities are like that, his guna are like that, even the demigod considers that person as a Brahmana, even if he is born in the Kshatriya, Shudra or a Vaishya family, but still if person has that qualification of becoming a Brahmana. Nowadays even if people most of the time they consider themselves, see Prabhuji, you don't know, I'm a Brahman, see I'm a Brahman. उनको ऐसा लगता है इसी में ताकत है उनकी सारी, अरे इसमें ताकत नहीं रहती, गुणों के अंदर ताकत रहती है. So just by wearing thread, a person cannot become a Brahmana. It should have a guna and the karma also. You are considering yourself a Brahmana, but eating all kind of things, especially the non-veg, it's most abominable thing which we can do. You are eating onion and garlic and all kind of rubbish foods from the outside, and then you are coming and coming for a puja, swaha. So that is of no use actually, because you don't have that qualification. Even Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter he says, Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. There is no Janma written over there. So what happens actually, just like if a person is a doctor and he has a son, so just by seeing that atmosphere within the house, that person gets a very natural inclination to become a doctor. Somebody is a driver, then his son will have a different cars. I want to, drive this car or that car. So naturally, whatever you see during your young age, you have that impressions and you try to follow the same thing. So similarly, this thing happens whenever somebody is a Brahmana, that boy sees the Brahmanical qualification and things throughout of his life. So naturally he gets that kind of a conviction that I want to Brahmana, and he gets that kind of a sanskar. And it gets evolved into a kind of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or a Shudra itself. But that doesn't mean that only by taking a birth person can be a qualified Brahmana. Ravana's father was a Vishwabha Muni, he was the greatest of Brahman, but Ravana was a Rakshasa, not even a Shudra. Right? So your birth doesn't decide whatever you are, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Actually, whatever is our qualification, our guna and our karmas are there in this material world, naturally they decides us whatever we are supposed to be. Okay, so this artificially making a caste system, it gives actually troublesome method to us. And there are so many people who became Prabhupada, whatever is writing in the purport. It's a true form. In Kali Yuga, people are becoming so predominant. Hey, Shriya, we are the Kshatriyas, and we are the Brahmanas, or we are the Vaishyas. That you, Shudra person, you this kind of a person, you are that kind of a person. That means you are proud of whatever you got. You are proud of that, and Krishna is not happy with the proud. He requires a humble heart, right? So similarly, in our Varnashrama, whatever Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and whatever things are there with you, whatever clan you may consider yourself, the ultimate thing, the ultimate perfection of that ashrama, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi or Grahastha. Okay, the ultimate perfection of that ashram is Hari ki Santushti. That is what it is said here. Okay, Naham Vipra Nacha Narapati. What is the middle of text? Naham Vipro Nacha Narapati, Napi Vaishyo na Shudro, Naham Varni Nacha Grahapati, Na Vanastho Yatirva, Kintu Prodya Nikhila Paramananda Purnamritatve, Gopi Bhartur Padagamalayora, Dasadasanudasa. That is one devotee which always should remember in his or her heart that whatever may be a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grasta, Vanaprastha or a sannyasi, my ultimate position is only one position. That is what? Actually, I am only the Dasa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what the actual perfection and qualification of a living entity when he or she consider himself to the like a blade of grass and trying to serve Krishna in that mood. Otherwise, it is going to be very difficult, okay, for each and every one of us. So, whatever I was saying, like, if a doctor's son becomes a doctor, engineer's son becomes engineer, so it's very natural. Somebody born as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, he naturally gets that, my mother tongue, it is called as a Badakadu. So that kind of a sanskaras is already given to that person, so it becomes so natural for him to follow the Brahmana thing or a Kshatriya thing or a Vaishya thing. Okay, so that is there. So naturally, whenever you get a sanskara, you develop that kind of a qualities within you. And once qualities are within you, you are qualified to become the same thing. A Kshatriya boy is always in the spirit of fighting. किसने किया रे? बोला फोड़ दूंगा, तोड़ दूंगा करके. Many times, the half-brained people are also like that. But Kshatriya, they think and then they act according to that. But they are pro for the violence. Okay, whenever there is a kind of misbehavior with the weak section of a people. But as the Prabhupada said, there are many people before 500 years, they misinterpreted all those things. They didn't allow Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra to read the scriptures because they will come to know, what is this Brahmanas? Even we can become a Brahmana just by following the process. So let us become a Brahmana. Then क्या हो जाएगा? मेरा स्टेटस क्या हो जाएगा? कम होने वाला है. So, authority चला जाएगा. So they try to do predominance over other weak sections. Hey, we are the Brahmanas, we are the Kshatriyas, we are the Shudras. Okay, you become nishkasit from us. And in that way, actually, unfortunately, what happened? Our Vedic Sanskriti got a lot of blames because of that. The caste system is used. Caste system. It's not like that. Caste system is everywhere, but they are highlighting especially in Bharat, especially in Vedic religion. So we have to be very careful about this, not to waste our time. So the quality of a devotee is one of the qualities avyartha kaladvam. So he or she will never do a time pass. He will always or she will always engage himself or herself in Krishna's service. And once a person is very situated in Krishna consciousness, even if Krishna wants to run away from that person, but still that person will hold the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Such person becomes qualified as a Brahmana, or more than a Brahmana, the highest rank is a Vaishnava rank. So that Vaishnavas are the more higher than the Brahmanas themselves. So if one tries to chant the holy name of the Lord and simultaneously try to follow all the principles, so salvation is very guaranteed to that person. So here I want to take a pause little bit for all of you, and we will end today's section here. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे Hare Krishna. All the Zoom devotees.